here, and this week on Chatterfox, we're going to talk about elevator con. Very specifically, what I mean is when you have to wait for an elevator at a convention and what you should do if you're waiting for an elevator. And this week's topic was actually suggested, I believe, by Val over on our Discord. By the way, link in the description. If you want to come join, it's a good way to be updated on things that we're doing for the channel and for, well, things that we do at conventions. So, right, elevator con. So, we're going to talk this week about kind of what you should and shouldn't know about waiting for an elevator at a convention, the etiquette for it, and some nifty little tips and secrets that not everybody knows right away. The biggest thing is that people in line at the elevator are usually going to get kind of grouchy if you just try to go and walk up and cut in front of everybody. So whatever you do, don't do that. Because there's really no good way to wind up with a bunch of people at a convention who are mad at you. That can really mess up your your trip. Another thing is, a lot of people don't realize this, and some people get a little upset when they see fuzzies like me going up to the elevators without going through the lines. And what people don't understand is that since we have fur and since we can overheat really quickly, fuzzies like me, we kind of get priority at the elevators at a lot of conventions, because you never know when there's a situation where we have to get up to our room to either, go cool down or get food, or in some cases we even have like medical issues that we have to tend to that can be a little bit more pressing than what most people realize. So if you see a fuzzy that kind of cut in line, if it's at a convention that kind of gives priority to most fursuiters, then just be patient. I know a lot of fuzzies won't actually use this particular privilege, but I kind of do from time to time, because I have a tendency to overdo it and I get dizzy or I overheat and yeah. Embarrassed fox. But yeah, so another thing is that some people in the line are going to be either really rowdy or they're going to be really talkative. So if you don't want to talk to somebody who comes up to you while you're in line, just be polite, because nobody likes a grouch. Another thing that we have a problem with at most conventions is when it comes to the actual elevators themselves. There are a couple of things that you don't do, because I have actually had this problem at almost every convention I've gone to. Somebody inevitably presses every button. Don't do that. One of the reasons you shouldn't do that is because if you do that, it's going to stop at every single solitary floor. And if there's somebody, for example, that really needs to get up to their room because they have to, deal with something that's an emergency, it's going to take about 10 minutes for it to reach every floor and then get to the bottom floor. Which means that's 10 minutes you've just possibly delayed a medical emergency. So that's bad. I know most of you think it's funny if you do that, but it's bad. And lastly, there's always a thing that at least me and Kit's group do that can be really helpful at a convention, because, well, if you're up in the actual hotel area and you need to go down to get to the convention space, there's always a chance that you're not going to catch a elevator that's going down that has any room for you. And if that's the case and you keep getting elevators that are too cramped or too crowded or just don't have enough space for you, you can always use the old trick of go up to go down. And what I mean by that is, instead of just hitting the down button, hit the up and the down button on the elevator, and regardless of which direction it's going, when you find an elevator that has space, just hop right in. Oh, that also reminds me, if you're claustrophobic, don't assume that people are going to, kind of let you take your own elevator up, because at conventions it's never going to happen. Not unless you have a medical reason to be pretty much alone on the elevator, because, well, the elevators they feel like sardine cans. Anyways, so for what it's worth, for the rest of this, for the rest of the month up until BLFC, we're going to be trying to cover convention etiquette videos like this one, so I hope you like it. Anyways, bye!
Oh yeah, I want to show our patrons some love too, because they're awesome. Their contributions help us to afford all the neat stuff we use to record, so thank you. And if you want to become a patron too, you can click the link down in the description. You'd really be helping the channel out, and you'd get a couple nifty goodies too. Anyways, if you made it this far in the video, then yay, you're amazing. By the way, subscribe! Please don't make a foxy bag.